Hello there. Good morning. Welcome to another edition of Knocks to Nuggets. My name is Oluwayomi Ute, and it's such a joy to come your way this beautiful Monday morning. So, how was your weekend and how have you been? How has it been with you all through the year? Today is the 15th day of August. August again is fast running out, and a lot is happening in the space. If you turn on the news at any time of the day, mm, I will almost say you will get like 80% negative and just 20% positive news. But you know what? You can choose what you listen to. You can choose what you allow into your space. You can choose what you hear. You can decide because it's your choice. You can decide to keep your environment sane so that you can do great things. In the midst of the chaos, in the midst of the crisis, in the midst of the challenges, people are still making money. People are still comfortable. People are still doing big things. People are still expanding. So if they are, you can. So again, this is your every Monday morning tonic, a great way to start your week, knocks to nuggets. And this period, we have been on the series Building a Legacy. And we have looked at what it is to build a legacy. We've talked about savings, we've talked about the various routes to wealth. And we've looked at franchising as a route to passive income. This morning, I have with me in the studio a friend and a sister who'll be talking to us as the opportunities in real estate. So, my guest today is the founding partner of Solid Foundation Estates Limited. She holds a BSc in Estate Management for University of Lagos and a certificate in Owner Management program from the prestigious Business School. She's a facility manager with certification in the US. She also has certification in sales and marketing from the International School of Greatness, Toronto. No longer she is doing great things. Due to her passion of excellence, she has attended several professional courses in real estate and construction industry to enhance her professional skill. She's a member of the Nigerian Institute of Estate Surveyors and Valuer, Real Estate Developers Association, and the International Facilities Managers Association. She's an astute administrator and possesses great marketing skills. She's a lover of Christ and serves in Trem, and she's been serving there for about 35 years. My guest this morning has been married with 2 children. Ladies and gentlemen, receive with me on the Knox to Nuggets platform, Adetoun Otepola. Yay!
Good
Good to
morning,
have
ma'am.
you.
Morning. Thank
Good
you.
morning. We are not seeing your face yet. I'm sure we'll soon see your face. I
Wow,
guess
my
network is
camera. Okay, sorry. Are you seeing me
network
now?
is no, we're still not seeing you, even though I'm seeing you back
Wow,
end, but my viewers can't see you yet.
really?
So it's something about network clearly that's not smiling this morning. But whether the network
Wow.
likes it or not, we're gonna get this done. So I'm bringing her back. We can hear you, but we can't see you.
Wow.
Mm,
I'm trying to see what I need to do.
yes,
Um,
we can't see you. So what I'm going to do is ask you to step out and then come in again. I guess your
okay.
video is freezing. So while we are waiting for her to come back in, she's going to be talking to us about the opportunities in real estate, and I'm interested. Real estate has been very interesting. I hear it again and again. Real estate, real estate. What exactly is real estate? What is it all about? Is it owning one plot of land that is real estate? What exactly it is? I'm sure when she comes in, she will enlighten us. Yes, thank you, Zena. Awesome qualifications there. You can tell that she has all that it takes to talk to us about this wonderful industry. While we are waiting for her, let me ask you, what have you done with the lessons you've learned so far, particularly in this legacy series? In the opening edition, we had clearly defined things, tasks to do. They were not ambiguous. The Joseph principle, 2020, 2020, 20, the 5 20s. Are you practicing them yet? Are you saying PY, don't worry. Let's just wait a while. When my salary increases, then I'll be able to do it. Is that what you're saying? Mm, if that is what you are saying, kakaka, it won't work. The best time to start is like 20, 25 years ago. But guess what? The next best time is now. Set that money aside. Close your eyes to it. Assume it does not exist and see what happens. You will discover that you will survive. Trust me, you will. So I need us to begin to practice. Like I said in some editions past, it's not about hearing, it's not about acquiring more knowledge, it's about doing. Knowledge is not power, that's a myth. Knowledge is only potential power. The power gets released when you activate, when you act on it, when you do those things. And it starts by writing down the things you need to do and ensuring that you do them. You need to learn that. Remember, I also talked about taking record of all your expenditures. Did you remember that? Do you have a notebook or a software or something that you can take to record all your expenditure? And at the end of the day, review it and look at it and say, what have I spent my money on? Money just didn't go. You spent it. Nobody came into your space to take your money. You spent it. So we're still waiting for Tone to come in. Yes, we have you in the house now. Hello, good to have you. Yes, we can see
Hello,
you
hi.
now.
Can you see me now?
Hi. Yes, we can see you and we can hear you too.
Can you see me now, please?
Yes, we can
Okay,
see
thank you so
you.
much. I'm so sorry for that. I guess it's the
It's
network. I'm
network,
very
we
sorry. So
understand.
good morning, everybody. I'm happy to see you on this Monday morning. Thank you so much for the opportunity.
It's also great to have you too. Am I seeing her
Reverend Yomi
season
to talk. So I
again?
heard so we can go on. Thank you.
Yes. Okay. So, what exactly, let's start from the basics. What
Ma'am?
exactly is real estate? What exactly is real estate?
Okay. Okay, thank you very much. So I real estate is a legal term, designating the rights of to someone who has, I mean, on to someone who has on land and property, land and buildings. Sorry, that means that, for example, a vacant land or residential lot, plus the houses, buildings, the trees, the sewers and features within the boundaries of that building. So it's a right designated on someone, to own all the rights within a particular, I mean, within the legal rights that is assigned to someone within a particular boundary, so building and everything else that is on it. That's what real estate is. It's actually, there's a Latin word called relis, and that means city existing and true. It means immovable property. People can talk property. It could be your chattels, like things that you can move, your furniture, your cars. But real estate is immovable. It's Latin word called realis, and it means true and
Wow.
existing.
Hmm. Wow. I had to remove my glasses. I never knew it was a Latin word. I thought it was all English. I never even thought it was a legal term. Man, not real estate English. What's the real estate? I think of house. But now is the house, is the land, is the tree, is the gutter, is the water, is everything in that boundary. Hmm. So let's talk about real estate in business. What exactly? When somebody says, I'm making money from real estate, what exactly are they talking about?
Okay,
Do
let
I
me
still
put it
have
this
her?
way. For real estate, you have interest in landed property, and you may have it for many reasons. You may have it for many reasons, maybe personal, for economic reasons, for economic reasons, So yes, in business, for you to own the money you're making from real estate, that means that whatever right you have in real estate is yielding economic interest to you. That means you are deriving monetary benefits from owning that piece of real estate. That's what that means.
Hmm. Hmm. Wow. So when you're talking about real estate in making money, is that you are getting money from, but I'm looking at it. So we've been talking about passive income here. I'm talking about how to make money from passive income. My question then will be, how many houses do I need to have before I even talk about I'm earning from real estate? So if I have one house, will I say I'm also a real estate owner and I'm making money from real estate? I mean, that industry and passive income, how does it go?
Well, certainly one of the things. Okay, now let me explain. There are about maybe like eight, to keep it simple, there are about five benefits of owning real estate. You have passive income. That means you put your money in there and your money is working for you and the money comes in regularly. Now you have your stable cash flows also. I mean, part of it. That means, for example, I know somebody that took a mortgage recently, and what he did his calculation, his analysis to pay back the mortgage based on some real estate he owns, so that at every point in time when the rent is due, can use it to pay off the property. You also have tax advantages for owning real estate. There are some economies that says, look, if you own real estate here, we're not going to charge you tax. Then you also have, of course, diversification of your assets. You don't want to all your asset to be your money income. Now that there's so much inflation all over the world, real estate is certainly an edge against inflation.
Hmm. Hmm.
Now,
Real
one thing
estate
I'm
is an
passionate
age.
about is the
Okay, go
fact
ahead.
that a lot of people, a lot of elites, we did like a kind of survey and found that where you have a lot of money. So my advice is start from where you are. You can take baby steps of owning land, owning a shop, and then of course looking for a location that is thriving, that has the potential for growth. And then when you start there, of course, you've started to own real estate. So it doesn't have to be an estate, it could be a piece of your, even what you call unitization, because one person cannot afford and then you become an owner. There's also what we call real estate investment trust, whereby people they list it in the exchange, in the stock exchange. People own a unit of that real estate, so you don't have to own a massive estate before you become a real estate owner.
Hmm. Hmm. It's interesting, Tom. I hear you. I mean, what shocked me, and I had to ask myself again, did I hear right? When you're talking about owning real estate, so you could even start with owning a shop. Wow. So, ladies and gentlemen, everybody listening to me, one thing I can tell you is in every industry, you can actually take your baby
Yes, ma'am.
steps. In every industry. So when you own a shop, you are already one foot into being a real estate owner. But madam, I'm looking at
Excellent,
it.
you're right.
So I put X millions into owning a property. How then do I say I have profit? I'm not going to make that money back in the next 5 years. And you're saying I'm making profit. Where is the profit? How do I make profit in real estate? How do we make profit?
Okay, thank you for that question. Okay, so one of the things that things to consider in owning real estate are one of the major factors all over the world. Number one is location, number two is location, number three is location. Okay, now the thing about location is when a place is developing, there is usually a high demand. For example, there was a study done, by there's this study that was done, by the World Bank, for example, between 2020 and now has a growth rate of about 0.2%. Our population is growing that way. And so one of the three basic needs of man, of course, is accommodation. So 52% of people living in those cities need accommodation. Not just accommodation, they want to live in organized communities. People are getting more informed and enlightened. You don't want to go on your street or in your house and then there are people living there that are not organized. They don't have security. They don't have
Hmm. It's a
and
rainy
then there's
day.
the infrastructure is not okay. So people are yearning for, a lot of organized environment, and there's one renewal. You want to make state to us that the property has. I'll give a simple example like about the shop. I know I have a client of mine whom I've been working with for about 15 years now. And I know that she bought these shops in a particular shopping complex years ago. She's made her money. Maybe she bought it for about 4 million naira. I mean, per shop. Recently, she gave it out to a bank who was just opening shops in that area, and they gave her 26 million naira. I've advised her to use that same amount of money to go and buy another piece of real estate. So she's finished paying her money long time ago, and yet she's able to use that money. So she retired already, and she can't go wrong with those shops. So that's just a single example. Another example I can quickly give to you. In the Lekki area, about this time last year, a client of mine bought into a off-plan development for 60 million naira. The developer was just starting, and then I encouraged him to get into that investment. He bought at 60 million naira. Last week, I bought that same piece of property, the two-bedroom flat for another client for 95 million naira. He didn't do anything to it. Now, the person that sold for 95 bought two at 60 million. So, of course, a year later, he sells one for 95, took his interest, and you can give you that kind of appreciation in 1 year. Now, the interesting thing is that it's not only happening in Nigeria, even in Canada, in America. When that I did a study as well, and I found out that even those developing economies, the whole world is migrating from one place to the other. Canada, Australia, America, and UK have the highest, level of migration, and so much is going on with real estate that you can't go wrong.
Hmm. So much is going on in real estate, you can't go wrong. So you might be saying, oh, I'm
Hello,
hearing
am
60
I the only
million,
one in this
I'm
room?
hearing 90 million,
Sorry.
I'm hearing 120 million. I don't have this kind of money. But she said something, baby steps. But Tom, can I ask you this? Are there ways that we can buy into real estate in our own little corner? So I don't have those millions. Are there opportunities that we can spend in our hundreds of thousands and key into this industry?
Okay, certainly. I am sure, I don't know if you have heard me say start from what you can own. A lot of us have the notion, especially elites, we have the notion that you have to start your real estate investment from a particular location you want to live in. You don't have to start from where you can, where your dream home. Start from your seed home. Now, I'll give you an
Hmm.
example. These people that I'm saying bought are selling for this much. They started with their baby steps. Ibejuleki area of Lagos State, for example, there's so much going on there. There's so much going on in the Mowe area. There's so much going on in the Hitaland, Ogun State, Opik. Anywhere you are, even if it is in Ibadan, anywhere. My advice is this. I'll give this example. Our organization came up with a product called Home Ownership Made Easy. Now, what are we saying here? We found out that a lot of us, when your parents, it's psychological to own real estate. If you came up in a family that they always used to rent homes, you probably will not think of buying. You'll just think the best thing to do is to rent a good house in Lekki Phase 1 or in the GRAs and have a good car, and then you need the network. Okay, but some other families believe no, that same money you are spending to rent a good house. So we have children that are living with us in the highbrow areas. They are not able to afford to rent. They finish university at about 19, 20, 21. They're going to live free in your house for another 10 years. We're saying get your children to start investing early. So another thing we found out is that Nigerians in diaspora, they need to buy properties back home, but they are really scared of whom to trust. There are trust issues. So when we came up with that product paper, a bank took it up, and that's Sterling Bank PLC. They came up with an app called Switch by Sterling. So when you're in the diaspora, you open an account, you have control over where you want to invest your money. We also went ahead and profiled valuable developers who have good titles and are building well, and then we offer them to those level of clientele. Now, let me show you a young gentleman by the name of Otepola. Now, he was a young man who was very interested to buy real estate. I really didn't know who he was. Nigerian December. And he student university, and he was saving money from his extra earnings. Now, the guy was able to put down money and buy a property. By now, the property between December last year and now, he actually finished paying in July. The property has grown by 5 million. In the case of the woman that bought the shop, the woman bought the shop for 4 point something million years ago. I have another person who sold a plot of land to a bank. The man bought the property 2 million naira 20 years ago, and he sold it to the bank for 490 million naira 16 years ago. So real estate would never stay static. Okay, start from where you are, buy your seed home, and then you will use that same seed home to get your dream home. So you can never really start too small. Another thing is to do cooperatives like a susu. I am actually doing a mortgage now, and in an area that I know I wouldn't live in there. But what I did was that I have a group of friends that we went to Lagos Business School together. So every month we do some little contribution. Whatever it is, I ask what's the mortgage is going. I have some other rent linked accounts. So every month this mortgage is going here. I have some other rent linked accounts that I can actually use for free. Sterling Bank has some interesting products. They have this one that they say buy rent and pay over 10 years. That's in real estate. In Lekki Phase 1, it's unbelievable. There are so many other opportunities like that.
Wow. So there are so many opportunities out there. The truth of the matter is this: start from your safe home. I love that. Start from your safe home and walk towards your dream home. The word there is starting. You just have got to start.
Your
Now,
seed home, seed,
your seed home.
seed,
Oh, seed.
your seed,
Thank
seed
you.
home, seed, not safe. It's seed.
Seed home. Mhm. Start from your seed home and walk towards your dream home.
Seed.
Is never
SEED. Seed.
yes,
Yes.
yes, seed home, yes, seed home, and walk towards your
Yes,
dream
ma'am.
home, and it is possible. So there are different opportunities. Sterling Bank must pay me
Yes, ma'am.
today for adverts. They just have got to pay. I'm going to look for them. They have to pay today for this advert. But the truth of the matter is this: opportunities are there in this industry. Now, so still on real estate, today there are people in diaspora. People in diaspora, you have spoken a bit to it, but the question is still on the table. Is it possible to go wrong on real estate? Is it possible?
Yes, it is. If you don't, you can go wrong with the wrong location. For example, one of the and entire major issues we experience in Nigeria is the Omonile issue. People buy property and then years later they go back there and somebody else has taken over. So before you buy, please check the title of the land you're going to buy. For example, I mean, we've seen cases where somebody has a title to a land and another person owns the land. You remember the definition of real estate I gave you. You own the land and everything on it. So if they go to a court, if they go to a court, Eventually, the person title, even if you put it of us on guys, the person has going to own the land and everything on it because he's the legal owner of that title. So when you are going to, I mean, of the property. So when you're going to buy real estate, kindly check the title of the land, the genuinity of the source where you're getting the property from, and then you would also check, of course, the location. So you can make bad choices if you don't go with the right people.
You can make bad choices. Yes, I think there's a network delay. It's raining cat and dogs in some parts of Lagos. So infrastructure
Another thing
issues.
is the return on investment. Because of inflation, some real estate investment will start and others.
Yeah, so go ahead on return on investment. You were saying something.
Yes, like I said, so two issues. You need to check how the title of the land that you're buying. You can go to a land registry and check it. Now, you see, in as much as I need to own it at all costs, you need to check the title. Number two is the fact that the location. When you want to buy, there are some locations that will yield faster than the other based on demand and supply. Okay. But even if you can't afford that and you go into the hinterland, the title is still very key. Title is very key. Development will come there. I can also give you a quick example. I think about 18 years ago, there was a particular layout that whoever was on land first owned the land. Then government began to organize and structure it better and began to give such persons an excision in title. Now the government owns the land, now the government owns the land, and you would only get a deed of assignment from the government anytime you buy land. So they can only give you a maximum of 99 years. So there was this family that I worked with, and they had this parcel of land, and the land was all, it had no form of comeliness. There was no roads, no infrastructure whatsoever. The first people that bought that land 6 years ago bought it for 450,000 naira. And that 450,000 naira, people are now buying that land for 180 million. Now, I remember a particular client whom I was encouraging to buy the land. And he told me, I can afford it. And I said, okay, having a business, and they all came together. And then, that was how he owned that land. Till tomorrow, he's thankful to me that at least I helped him to make it. That was 18 years ago. Now the land is selling for 180 million. Another client who bought into that land at that time was a bit worried that, what if the Omonile take over? And I told him, I've checked the title. You can't go wrong with this. It was a bit uncomfortable. 7 years with 25 million, and I wanted to buy the same plot. And I told him, I'm so sorry, you can't get it for that amount anymore. At that time, when it came, December, the land was selling for 145 million. Now it's 180 million naira. A land that they bought for 450,000 naira 18 years ago.
Wow. 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 Clearly, people now somebody just said this, and I think I need you to speak to this on the screen. The 99 years title is becoming a challenge because uninformed people buy lands that the title is almost expiring. How do you manage this situation? And that's very key.
Okay, yeah. So Lagos State, land matter is what gold is to other people is what it is to Lagos State. So Lagos State is very strong on titling. They made it more sophisticated. There are EC of O's and all that. You can check your titling. So what happens with that kind of thing? I mean, for example, I have a transaction I'm doing now. It's a joint venture. The owners have 35 years unexpired. We realized immediately that if we want to sell to people, 35 years may be unattractive. So we've approached the government and they are willing to extend it for us for another 99 years. I mean, they're going to add more to at least make it a minimum of 99. And that's very key when making your real estate investment. You have to cross the line of 99 years. the T's and dot the I's, make some commission, but get to the root of the matter.
So what that means is that when they say 99 years and you are buying the title and it's almost expired, you can go back to government and have it extended, like buying it again for the government for another 30, 60, maybe 90 years, depending. What I'm hearing you say all of this is that if you're getting into real estate business, you need to have a legal person advising you or a real estate person talking to you. Don't just walk in blindly so you don't get messed up. Am I right?
Absolutely, ma. Absolutely. You're not buying the property again from the government. You're extending the years that the government would what they call a certificate of occupancy. The government recognizes the fact that you are the one owner, you're the one seated there owning the real estate. Now they one second land. So when you want to deed your title, whatever interest you have, there'll be a contract of sale between deed of assignment. And look, I'm deeding what's left of my title to Mr. B. Now, so in the course of doing the government consent, if you feel that the number of years is too short, the government can extend it for you. That means you're buying the land from the government. There's just an extension of the number of years to have to occupy that land.
Wow, the
And
network
yes,
isn't
you need a
smiling.
lawyer and you need an estate surveyor in doing transactions like that.
You need a lawyer
I'm
and you
sorry
need an
about
estate
this. Can you
surveyor.
hear?
Network hasn't been smiling today. But I'm going to just ask you, Tom, can we have your final words on real estate opportunities? Can we have your final words?
The basically three basic needs of man are, of course, shelter, food, and water. So real estate anytime it's an investment to own, is an edge against inflation, and all over the world, it's a common necessity. Anywhere you want to go in the world. And the best time to start to invest in real estate is yesterday, not now. So I don't want you to feel pressured. I don't own. Like an Igbo man will say, when you wake up is your morning. So don't, feel pressured. I don't own. Like an Igbo man will say, when you wake up is your morning. So now, many can. So don't, sit in regrets. Please make the move, but ensure that you go with the right professionals that can advise you for the right location, check your title, and you can never go wrong in real estate. And don't forget, go for your home. It will give birth to your children. We encourage our children to live an investment, to have an investment mentality. Let them open a savings account opportunity. They key into something real good every single month. Instead of staying at home, buying designer clothes and shoes and cars, go wrong. Thank you very much for the opportunity.
Thank you so much, Tom. But I'm going to have to come back to you because, like Gilbert rightly said, network was not wonderful today. So we are going to definitely do this together again when we're going to have a better network. But thank you so much. We could glean a whole
Okay.
lot from what you said today. And one of the things I will want everybody here to take away is this: don't go into real estate blindly, go with professional advice. Thank you very much, Tom. I totally appreciate your coming. God bless you. Wow, wow, wow. That was so sorry. I truly apologize for the network. It was really bad. I guess the rains have affected it at our end. It's been really, really heavy rain in some parts of Lagos today. And I think that affected it. So I totally apologize for it. And like Gilbert said, we will come back to it again because she said so many things that I want us to take home and take serious. But one thing I don't want you to leave here without is if you're going into that business, go in informed. Get a real estate person, get a legal person. Get people that will read those fine lines and advise you right. Remember, location is key. Number two, title is key. You need to be sure you're not buying plain paper in your millions. And even for those of you in diaspora, I see some of my friends from Canada, from US on this call. Yes, you can invest in real estate over there, and you can invest in real estate even here in Nigeria. It's one sector where you cannot go wrong. And next week, Monday, still on building a legacy, talking to Titi, we'll be looking at the paper assets, those stocks, shares, bonds, fixed deposits. Should you think about it? Or should you pull your 2 ears and just run? Is it worth your while? Do you want to look at it? Titi has all the experience and she'll be sharing from her personal experience the paper assets. So join me next week, Monday, still on the Building a Legacy series, when we're looking about opportunities in the paper assets. And until I come your way next week, Monday, please do not forget, like this video, share it, let somebody out there know that there is something called Knocks to Nuggets. Let's build this community together. And like I always say, if you can think it, you can be it, and you can have it. And always together we win. God bless you. Thank you so much for being a part of this. Have a wonderful week ahead. God bless you.